Current internet speculation suggests that Google's next release, Gemini 4, has achieved artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence, or AGI, is the theoretical threshold where a machine can learn and perform any intellectual task that a human can. We need to look past those rumors. By analyzing the actual leaked documents, benchmark data, and architectural breakdowns, we can see exactly what this model is built to do and where its limits lie. To understand where Google is going, you have to look at where they fell behind. When OpenAI released GPT 5.2 and Anthropic launched Claude 4.6, both models cleared 90% on expert-level reasoning tests. Google's Gemini 3 Pro answered about 1 in 3 of those same questions correctly. This chart shows the GDP-Val benchmark, a test measuring enterprise knowledge work. The GDP-Val benchmark is a metric used to evaluate how well an AI performs on professional knowledge-based tasks like financial analysis. You can see Claude Opus 4.6 sitting at an ELO rating of 1606. An ELO rating is a system for calculating the relative skill levels of competitors based on their performance against each other. GPT 5.2 is at 1462. At the lower end, Gemini 3 Pro trails at 1195. That is a 400-point deficit. Google could not close a gap that wide with a simple software patch. They scrapped their previous design to rebuild their architecture from the ground up. Building AI previously meant taking separate systems for text, images, and audio and wiring them together, creating friction. Google discarded that approach. Now a single, unified multimodal transformer processes text, images, audio, video, and code simultaneously. This engine is paired with a significantly larger context window, the total amount of information a model can process and remember in a single interaction. While GPT 5.2 handles 256,000 tokens, Gemini 4 reportedly manages multi-million token windows. Tokens are the basic units of text, like words or fragments, that an AI model processes. That scale allows the model to process an entire enterprise codebase or years of complex legal contracts. It holds these documents in active recall simultaneously, without losing track of a single clause. Leaked internal discussions suggest you could give Gemini 4 a single prompt, like, make a 30-second promo video about AI productivity, and it natively outputs the script, the visuals, and the voiceover, all without using external plugins. The architectural shift establishes Gemini 4 as a comprehensive production engine. That processing power also drives a feature called Deep Think. Instead of generating the first answer it calculates, the model allocates more computing resources to slow down and plan through harder problems. Google tested this using the vending bench simulation, where the AI had to run a virtual vending machine business for an entire simulated year. It managed the supply chain, adjusted prices, and maintained a coherent business strategy without drifting off task. This planning ability identifies Gemini 4 as an agentic AI, a system built to execute actions rather than just provide responses. This diagram shows how that workflow operates within Google's ecosystem. You tell the agent to analyze a financial report. It then autonomously identifies risk areas, schedules a meeting with the CFO in your calendar, and drafts a summary email to the board. Combining this autonomous behavior with Google's native ecosystem creates a functional digital employee. Despite these advancements, Gemini 4 is not AGI. It lacks intrinsic motivation, it cannot rewrite its own code to self-improve, and it has no physical grounding in the real world. It remains a highly sophisticated pattern matching system operating within set boundaries. Using it as an employee introduces risks, especially for enterprise privacy. Giving an autonomous agent access to private emails and shared folders means one incorrect permission could expose sensitive data. Then there is the ongoing issue of demographic blindness. Past versions of Gemini have struggled with bias, failing to maintain the context of cultural and historical facts. Researchers at Stanford documented a case where the AI generated an image of British actor Benedict Cumberbatch when prompted to show China's last emperor. This is a historical photograph of Puyi, the actual final emperor of the Qing dynasty. When a system presents a modern actor instead of the real historical figure, verification is mandatory. While Gemini 4 will trigger a major industry reaction, it is ultimately a collaborator with significant risks. What feature of this unified engine are you most focused on, or what risk has you the most worried? Let me know down in the comments.